Good evening, everyone. We had excitement down in Mexico, and tonight we got the most exciting man in the putting game. Let's get right into it. Yeah. I think he's back to form. He fell off a little bit last year, but he also was named Ryder Cup captain. Give me Steve Bradley! How's everybody doing this evening?
What's going on?
Good morning.
Good morning.
Morning.
Morning. Okay.
Time zone in Iowa really that late?
Yeah, sometimes. It's always morning in my world.
How's everybody's weekend?
We won the soccer championship.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
I'm sure it wasn't the coaching, though.
Won 2-1.
Nice.
And I got out and played golf at Redtail on Sunday afternoon after church.
I know. I got to watch some of that on the Par 4 app.
The Par 4 app, yep. We were on the Par 4 app for a little while. For those familiar with Redtail in Orlando, it used to be like creme de la creme, one of the best public facilities in Orlando. It had gone downhill and took a crashing burn. I'm not going to say it's back, but it's better. It's getting there. So it's doing better. So not a bad spot if you're looking for the price is right. Right now, if the price is right, I'd say do it, especially this time of year with prices the way they are.
That's true, especially down there. I mean, for Dave and I, the price is not right here because it's just
There's
today
nothing.
We finally got up into the high 50s, so could have played today, but it's all the ground is soggy because all that snow is now melted and made it all mush.
Our local course sent out a reminder not to drive golf carts out on the course. It's walking only, as somebody took their cart, and there's big giant ruts down through one of the middles of the fairways.
Oh, that's just
Here's your son.
Just wrong.
Jerry Carey wants to know when I'm caddying for him, by the way, after our bet from last week.
I think you need to double down on the Olympics because Team USA is making a comeback, and I think we need Davis. I think we need Davis in on this. You and I versus Davis and Jerry.
Yeah, but I got a caddy for him. I mean, I made a caddy bet, so I've got a caddy for Jerry Carey now. I've got a caddy for the caddy.
But I'm thinking we double down on the Olympics because Team USA has to put Team Canada in check here because we're just getting. I'm tired of these overtime losses.
Yeah, way over the overtime losses.
Oh,
so no, that was a great game, Jerry. Thank you for the great bet. Jerry says he's in, by the way.
Yes.
Yeah, Jerry says he's in. So,
yep, we got to make this happen.
No, it was that was a great hockey game. Not gonna lie, that was fun to watch. Heartbreaking. Forever is gonna lose that game.
Yes. Well, having one of the Chucks, down and injured, and not the U.S. not playing at full strength there, just. You can only keep so many pucks out of the net for so long.
I still think. I mean, it was our goalie's worst game, and their goalie played out of his shoes
Lights
that game.
Out.
Yeah, it was a great game. Like, don't get me wrong. Like that was it. Like comes down to the wire like that. It's any kind of bouncing puck could go in, and it can go anyway whenever it goes to overtime. So, all right, let's get into some first round.
Yeah.
Are you always looking for a safe and accessible place to store your phone in your cart during a round of golf? Well, our friends at Desert Fox Golf have the perfect solution, the Desert Fox Phone Caddy. Just strap it to the cart window frame and you're all set. Also worried that you will miss your favorite podcast, The Golfing Dad's Tavern? They have a solution for that as well. Just add their DJ10 speaker so you don't have to miss a minute of our show. Find these great products and more at desertfoxgolf.com.
Hey, and use code golfingdads at desertfoxgolf.com. I got my new DJ10 Penn State speaker with that discount code, and it just arrived today.
You know what you can listen to with that is John Sear music. John joined us. He's friends with the guys from Halifax that we're friends with. Joined us at Orange Lake the day after the PGA show. So go download some John Sear and listen to it on your DJ10 speaker.
So there you go. And check out all their Desert Fox stuff at desertfoxgolf.com. All right.
He's watching on Instagram right now.
I kind of got that with the way you were talking. So thank you for watching on Instagram. We appreciate that. And as we announced last week, you can now, the day after, if you're not watching us live, which you should watch us live, it's more fun that way because you can comment on here. But if you can't, and you want to listen on your way to work, you can now listen on Apple Podcasts and Spotify. You can download our shows. We're going to put some old shows on there, but every show from now on, the next day, will be on Apple and Spotify.
So, Greg, I know you were tied up Sunday. Dave, did you get a chance to watch the golf tournament on Sunday?
I did watch quite a bit of it. I was a little under the weather on Sunday, so it gave me a chance to sit down and watch. And I got to say, cheers to the trees.
Yeah. Did you see the photo when he did cheers the trees?
Yeah. Cheers to the trees. That is what you call the golfing gods are on your side, and for that ball to bounce back out.
So here's my thing, though, and I want to go into this before we get in to happy hour.
Yeah. First off, congratulations to Brian Campbell.
Correct, yes. Brian Campbell, and
Brian Campbell, if you're watching, we want you on the show.
Yes. Yeah. I mean, literally, you are more than welcome to come on the show anytime you want to. Here's my thing. We've talked this on the divide since LIV happened. And the problems with what's the difference with LIV and the PGA Tour? What happened in Mexico this week on the PGA Tour without one of the big names winning was very exciting to watch.
Yeah.
You had Steven Yeager on the leaderboard who took down Scotty last year in Houston. Akshay was in the top 10. Aaron Rai was in the top 10. Aaron's won once on the PGA Tour. Yeah, we know, Dave. Akshay's won twice on the PGA Tour. He got a top 10.
Joel Damon tied 6th.
Joel Damon was in the top 10 of Netflix Full Swing fame. My problem is when you look at what's gone on the PGA Tour, you have this, the stars don't win, so it's not a good event. I'm going to tell you right now, if you watch that event and you only watch Sunday, because there was some great golf played up till Sunday.
There was some great golf.
All week.
But it's not just the big names that play great golf. And my problem is we've talked about this, where they've talked about smaller fields. They've talked about doing this. They've talked about doing that, of basically catering to the stars. The Brian Campbells of the world don't ever get a shot if you do that.
No. And I think
this week is the perfect example of why you shouldn't change what is working.
Correct.
Yeah.
And it's not an issue of slow play. It's not an issue of there's too many players in the field and we've got to cut the field for daylight. Address the elephant in the room. We all know what it is. It's slow play. And then go from there.
Yeah. And I thought even with, the sudden death playoff, handled very well, all across the board. Still East Coast time, plenty of daylight, there to finish up. And you look at the scores, throughout the week, Greg's pick, was leading the tournament, after Thursday.
Yeah.
Day one, he shot 64. Then he put 272s up there as well, too.
You're going to get past them who are shooting 72. That's what's going to happen out there. Too many good players. It's not U.S. Open.
But that's the point we're making here. You said it, Steve. Yeah. There's too many good players. So if you're shortening these fields, you're not going to see these players that are going to get their first shot like Brian got this week.
Yeah.
Well, and you know what? We also had a case of something that I don't know that – I mean, I can't think of another time in life when this happened on the tour, where you had literally the shortest hitter on the PGA Tour taking on the longest hitter on the PGA Tour.
Yeah.
And the shortest hitter coming out as the champ. I mean, I listened to Sobel the other day from Hitting the Greens with our friend Michael Collins, and Jason said, I'm going to say it will never happen again.
We look back a couple of years ago when, Brian Harmon won his major. He was not the longest hitter, in that field. And he's played his way, into some other, competitions. And it just shows you it doesn't have to be the Scotties and the Rorys and the JTs of the world that goes out there and wins every week. These are great stories that need to be told. Brian Campbell's story needed to be told with everything that he's done on the Corn Ferry, all the second place finishes, everything that, he has been through. And you saw that emotion, come out on that green after that win. When that putt went down, he knows he's got another, his tour card locked up, and he does not have to fight right now.
He made 3 times as much in 1 week than he had made in his last 25 starts on the PGA Tour, going back to 2017. And he had status for a year and didn't keep his card. It's hard to do out there. There's so many good players out there. And when you look at what they've got going on, there's that old PGA Tour commercial. These guys are good. Every one of them's good.
It's a grind. Like, you have to see this, that they're putting in all this effort out there. And if you're going to go to this live model of only putting the top players or not even the top players, just the big names that are out there that were top at one time, you're going to take away from excitement like this. You're going to take away from those Cinderella stories. It's the reason we watch March Madness in the NCAA.
Why is Jordan Spieth playing this week? Do you know why?
Because he needs to move up in points.
Because he's not in Bay Hill next week, and he's trying to get the Aon top 5 swing to get into Bay Hill next week. So that's why he's playing Cognizant this week for the first time since 2009.
Yeah. Do you know who he bumped out because he decided to show up at Cognizant?
Who?
The guy that signed with Tiger's Sunday Red brand.
Well,
so now he's the first alternate.
Jordan Spieth has a few majors in his back pocket. Yep. He can get away with that.
But, and you look at this and, Bradley, if you throw his comment, up there, and that's what a lot of people, right now that aren't watching golf, every week. And, I know, Bradley, you're not one of them, and you kind of know what's going on out there. But we all have the friends that are like, oh, Tiger's not playing, Scotty's not playing, Rory's not playing. Why should I even bother watching this event? It's reasons like Brian Campbell right now that you need to turn golf on every single week and watch what's going on out there.
It's exciting.
This week's field's going to be, I mean, you've got Jordan in the field this week, and we're going to get to that at some point. But this week's field's not as deep either.
Nope.
Because of where it falls in the schedule.
Yeah.
And you know what? It's going to be a good event. Guarantee it.
Yep.
Something's going to happen in the Bear Trap on Sunday that we're going to be sitting here on Tuesday night talking about next week.
Is it going to be as good as, a playoff hole with a ball careening out of the woods and back into the grass?
Fairway?
Into the fairway? Probably not.
Probably not.
The Bear Trap is the Bear Trap, and it's a terrific track to, watch golf on.
Yep. So awesome. Well, we've got an exciting guest tonight here on Greg's getting a little quick with the buttons here. We've got an exciting guest tonight for happy hour. So let's get this introduction in, and without further ado, we're going to have some fun for the next 30 minutes or so.
Yeah, that's what happens when you try to queue up a video and your finger twitches and you double click instead of single click.
Whoops. It happens. Details. I'm excited about tonight. Greg, we hung out with him a couple weeks ago.
Yes.
PGA show.
We had some fun at the PGA show.
I got to play a little 9-hole action of golf under the lights with him. And yeah, I'm excited for this. This is going to be amazing. So for the first time, and I guarantee this will not be the last time he is welcome back to the Tavern, let's welcome Paul from Lombardi. Uncle P, how are you, buddy?
What's up, baby?
What's going on?
Uncle P's in the house.
Welcome in. Cheers.
I'm excited. Y'all speaking my language, too. I want to thank y'all first for Steve. I got to tell you, man, playing golf with you and that whole night was very memorable to me. I want to thank y'all for inviting me.
It's going to go down in history as one of the greatest nights, PGA show week ever. With everybody that was involved, we were out there. Jerry Carey was with us. We had Lee from Wedge FX. We had George with us. Like, it was a fun night. Greg, you flew in that night and couldn't join us.
I showed up when you guys were finishing the last hole.
So. Yeah, and then
so you were right.
But no, it was what a night that was, and what a great, cool experience. And Paul, welcome to the Tavern, and I'm excited for this, and I want to jump right in. So, Dave, you're going to kick us off tonight, so let's rock and roll.
Yeah, so, Paul, I missed you, down at the show because I was playing golf somewhere else. But this is your first visit here at the Tavern. But, thanks to Lee, we know about you and a lot of your work. But let's start with, what is Lombardi Putters?
So it's cutting out a little bit, but so did you basically ask how did we start it?
Yeah, what is Lombardi Putters?
How we started it?
Yeah.
Yeah. So basically, I don't know if y'all know this history, but I think Steve and I talked a little brief moment that night because I had to take my rejection medicine. I had to get a kidney transplant in 2023, and I was in New York City. Well, if you're ever in New York City, there's a golf store there called New York Golf Center. And they sell some of the higher brands and, some of the nice golf gear. And I always wanted a Bettinardi Queen Bee. I don't know why. I just thought that at the time, I've only been playing 4 years now, going on 5 years. My wife, actually, Lily, got me into it. She's an awesome golfer. And she got me the putter. And I started thinking about it. I was putting good with it, And I said, you know what? The golf industry needs a brand that has quality putters that people can afford. And I'm not discrediting Bettinardi, Odyssey, Lab, TaylorMade, any of the majors. But I just wanted to give a product that people can say, man, this is very comparable and, I can afford it. So that's how it got started. And then I'm kind of one of these, I'll be honest, I'm kind of like Elon Musk. I'm like an idiot savant. I start designing crazy stuff. Matter of fact, we got a text to one of our team members today saying, oh man, y'all got this Lombardi army and they're always invading my golf spy, and Lombardi putters are gaudy. and you know what? Let people say what they said, but people talking, I love it, man. Say what you're gonna say. I have no bad blood between anybody. I'm friends with Sam from Lab. I know a lot of putter makers, but what we've done in a year and a half is grow the game, and that's what we're trying to do. We're trying to get out there and work with guys like y'all and other podcasts. And now we got signed on to the Under Armour Junior Tour. And this is really interesting. 2 weeks ago, guess where Uncle P was?
Hey, we're going to get to that. I don't mean to cut you off. We're going to get to that. I got a question about that later on in the show. We're going to get to that.
Okay.
So we're going to get to that, Uncle P. Let me ask you this, and I'm going to show this off. I don't know if you know this. This one's a little short. This is my 8-year-old's. This is his putter. Lee made this one from Wedge FX and sent me on this one for my youngest, Luke.
Oh, it's so awesome.
So
that
and
like...
I had to go steal it. I had to go steal it out of his room. It literally lays right next to his bed at night when he sleeps. So
that's so
Paul,
cool.
let me ask you.
He loves it?
He loves it. Absolutely loves it. So let me ask you this, Paul. Is this your first venture into the golf industry, or have you been in the golf industry all your life?
No, man. I knew nothing about it. I'm just one of those people that when I delve into something, I try to learn from guys like you and Lee and golfers and what y'all like. And that's just how I am. And once I learn it, I'm gonna be blunt, man. I'll start kicking ass. You know?
And you've done a great job at that. You've done a great job.
Thanks, brother.
So
thank you.
Your putters are some of them have very unique designs to them, and some of them have like the one Steve just showed there, have a simple blade look to them. But some of your designs are really unique and really exciting in an industry that's always follows the status quo in putters. All putters, like Odyssey putter looks like a lab putter, looks like a Scotty Cameron putter. They all kind of look the same and they follow the same model. Where do you come up with these great ideas for these unique putters that you have?
All right, so let's just take 3 of them. The one that's all right. So first, I'm gonna tell you how. The first thing that goes in my mind is something that, and I actually was gonna get in the fashion industry, but there was a big oil spill and I made too much money. It was insane. So just to be blunt, one night Lily and I were in Macy's and I saw a jewelry box and I'm like, dude, that would look so cool because it was square and it had those little like not diamonds, but those points. And I'm like, dude, that's so cool. I'm gonna make that a putter. So we sent it off to production and the guy catted it. And that's now our 11, the spiky head we have. Mm-hmm. But what people don't realize about our putters is they look crazy, some of them, but they putt insane. It's like 303. We use 431 and 303 and aluminum. And in some of them, I'm going to show y'all a head right here. That's going to be really, y'all going to love. And we meld it to have a great feel and great aesthetic. And that's what's missing in golf a little bit. Like, I want to look down and feel good about it. And that's why I come up with designs like a flame. Like people say, oh, but everybody always uses the flame. In like when somebody hits a good swing or a putt or a drive, people always put fire. And I'm like, dude, we're going to make a putter that's fire. It's called Fuoco. So that's kind of the premise behind it, and the names are insane. If I tell y'all where they come from, like I used to be trained in tactical, so the 308 comes from a 308 rifle. The TCPL 22 is my mom, Teresa Cristiano, Plocherville, Louisiana, and she died in 22. And Fuoco is fire in Italian. It's just, it all has meaning that you have to delve into, and you're kind of doing that right now. It's nice that I can explain some of this because I don't think people understand. And it's really funny once they putt with them, you feel like you're part of something because we have a team. And I think that's what's missing from the golf industry. We make it fun, man.
I will say you do make it fun with watching your videos and everything. It's exciting out there. Like, you put so much energy. That's why I was looking forward to having you on here, because of the energy you bring to this industry. But you talked about all of the different putters and these unique ways they look. Do they still conform to USGA regulations? That's awesome.
They do. The only one that I'm gonna have to go back to them with, and I've got to be honest, I'm a very honest person. They sent a non-conformance letter on the flame, but it can be tweaked. But I gotta be honest, the sapphire, the one that has jewels on the top, that's conformed. So USGA is really picky. We have 25 conforming putters right now.
That's awesome.
And the only one is that flame, and I know I'll get it adjusted, but maybe I don't want to, because I'll be honest, Angel Hidalgo has that putter right now. And if you know who he is, we're stepping into that. So he has that. He has all the crazy ones because he loves that. But he told me, he said, I might not play it, but I'll love it, Paul. You know, he goes by Anks. He beat John Rahm in the Spanish Open. And we're working with him. But at this point, it's a relationship. And what people don't understand is you have to develop a relationship with these people to find out exactly what they want. Once you start talking to the pros, it's another game, man.
Yeah.
You know? And I think that's the thing. Now we have a putter coming out. It's called Corona, and it's going to be our first stab at the pros. Like, it's made for pros. It's a 303 center shafted stainless putter that I know for a fact they'll play, because
I'm going to ask this question. You got one there so we can see it?
No, because it's in production right now. But I can send you, and maybe we can have another, show. But we should have it within 25 to 30 days. It's in production right now. Actually, the team has seen it, and people are like, they're blown away. It's the real deal. There's no quirkiness, nothing. It's like somebody brought something to the table that people are going to play it. It's not even questionable. So we have 2 or 3 that we know they're going to conform, and there's no quirkiness about it. As much as I'd love for somebody to take our Block Star and play that, which is conform, we're going to have to get on with another putter before that one makes it on. People are just, let me tell you one of the things that they tell us at the USGA. It has to be traditional in appeal. It has to be like something that's accepted in their, as they vision as a putter. You cannot use their name. You cannot put out literature. The only thing you can say is it conforms to the rules of golf. And I've helped some companies that they literally put up their conformance letter. So it's a really tight thing. And the only time anybody complains about it is when somebody's using something and they feel like they have an upper edge, like when Bryson DeChambeau was using that putter and people were complaining. Then the USGA steps in with the PGA and says that's not, the conformance doesn't make sense. But yes, back to what y'all were asking, we do have 25 letters of conformance. And, I could literally put out the list of them, but all of our production models, and there's only one putter right now. And if it's up to us if we want to change it to conform. I don't think we sold like 6 of them at the Under Armour Junior Tour. The kids love them. And these kids, wait, y'all, all right, let's just get to that. Y'all were talking about the PGA National. Those kids played it 2 weeks ago. And they were on the bad trap, and some of them were 2 and 4 under. Insane.
That's crazy.
It's crazy.
Paul, as you're talking about all these putters, you got 25. Do you have a personal favorite?
Yes, 100%. I think it's our best putter across the board. It's only preferential because I know it has a great weight, but I'm going to go with the PC 308. There's a lot of people that have big love for that putter because it was our first putter, which is amazing. It's double wide, the gold. I think, Steve, you saw me playing with it that night.
Mm-hmm.
That gold putter that I had.
Yep.
That's the PC 308, and it's just a really good double wide blade. It's 385 grams. We have 2 versions of it. We have a custom version where you can pick the shafts you want, and then we have a pre-made that comes with a stainless and a 2.0 pistol grip. But it's just a really good head. It's 431 stainless, which is my preferential favorite steel for a putter. I love the feel of it. Aluminum's probably in second, and 303 is just not my favorite. It's probably a lot of tour players' favorite for some reason, but it's not my favorite. I like 431. So the 308. And
so I want to ask you, that night we were playing golf, you didn't miss a one-handed putt. And we've all seen your videos online, and I don't know that you've ever missed a one-handed putt. Are you the world's greatest one-handed putter? That's what I want to know.
I think I do. I would go up against anybody in the world with one-handed putt. And the reason why is because there's something I learned when I went to I'm going to tell y'all something that we do have a secret in our pocket about putters that people, I'm using my tactical for this one, but I'm going to release it by the end of the summer. And I think y'all are going to put it this way. I can change all y'all putters without changing your putter. Like this, with this technology I'm going to introduce is easy. It's just think tactical and go home to sleep at night. And I'm a thinker, man. When I one hand putt, I have a system of doing it, and there's people that can do it.
But Jerry Carey says you're the second best.
Oh, who does?
Oh,
Jerry Carey said you're the second best.
Oh, who's first?
I'm gonna guess he's saying he is. So
I see a putt off coming.
Jerry?
I see a putting contest.
No way. I love him. If Jerry can beat me in a one-handed putt contest, I'll caddy for him.
I already have to.
But I just lost
a bet to him, so yeah, I already have to do that.
Yeah. Well, wait. I tell you what. I don't brag. People probably smoke me, but I'm willing to go with it. I mean, the video I put out today is insane. I played a 40-yard pitch and putt and used my putter and got a birdie. So I tell people, it's like, yeah, I'll never be a scratch golfer probably, but you got to have a niche, dude. It's really tough. That's like, if you want to make a mark in this thing, you're not going to make it. And don't take this guy's wrong. None of us on this screen right now are going to be a Scotty Scheffler.
Yeah, we understand that.
Just,
we're not going to take offense to that.
We all get that.
We're not going to take offense to that. We understand.
No, but I mean,
that's why we're behind the camera.
Who really think that they're going to be, and I don't. And this is Mike getting off, but I just got to speak my piece. Here to see anybody who wants to succeed, and we're here to help them with a putter. I can't change your putting game. I can give you something that I think will work for it. I love doing it. I love being wild. But at the end of the day, I also love people to be realist. Like people who, they have a dream to be a golfer is one thing, but to think that you're going to be the world's #1 golfer, you got a lot. It's harder than any sport. I've never played a sport harder than golf. And I played football and baseball and boxing and everything. And none of them touch golf, not even remote. Football's probably the easiest.
I just want to go over some comments here really quickly. Jerry says, let's go. Okay.
Jerry said what?
Let's go.
Let's go. Let's do it.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Bogey Works Golf said, let's go.
I would love it. And you know what? We need to film it.
100%.
So, Lucky Dad Golf
we got to get
says,
this.
I teased him about not playing.
Lucky Dad is good dude.
Lombardi is the most supportive company in the industry, he said, especially juniors. Rob, we all know Rob. Rob is great. He says definitely.
Oh, Rob's good.
Absolutely. Let me, Greg, I want to go to your question next because Jerry actually is asking about the Under Armour tour online. So, Greg, let's hop into your question here.
Well, yeah, it's all I was going to get back to because you'd mentioned this. We'd kind of been hinting at it throughout the show so far. You and our buddy Lee from Wedge FX, you were down at PGA National and were there for the Under Armour tour. So, can you tell us a little bit about your partnership and working with something we have a passion for with anyone that grows the game, especially at that junior level, because we are the golfing dad. So tell us a little bit about the Under Armour tour and you growing the game there.
It's the most exciting thing besides my wife and Lee. It's the most exciting thing in my life. And I got to tell y'all while I'm saying this, Lee Tencher is one of the most amazing people I've ever met. He's got a heart. He's got a person. Nobody
Paul,
really knew who he was.
Dave, did you send your internet down to Louisiana?
I may have.
When we were doing the Under Armour.
You froze up there for a minute, Paul.
What happened was Brantley Lott, that kid that got to play with Grant Horvat, he's a really good little junior. He came in 8th out of 165 people at the Winter Nationals, which we were just at. And I told him, Mr. Jarrett said, you should get with Ray Taranto, who runs the Under Armour Junior Tour. Well, I don't know, I think, Steve, you saw that video of the little boy that Lee. So that's it. That is what the catalyst for what created everything is that they saw how much that Lee and I would, working with kids and what we wanted to do to work for the kids, that he says, you're everything we want on tour. And I was like, we're in, we'll do it. We want to be part of Under Armour Junior Tour. And so that was 2.5 weeks. And they're like, and we want you to be at West Palm Beach at PGA National on this date. And so I went to Puerto Rico, played 4 golf courses, went home for a week, and then flew out to PGA National. And the kids started pouring into registration, and we had like 20 putters out with 3 mats. And it's like crazy, dude. It's like Black Friday. The kids were all putting. They're all trying to do one-handed putts. They all calling me Uncle P. Dude, it was so heartwarming. And now, like, we're so close to them. It's like their parents. These kids walking in with like hand-me-down Scotty Camerons and Spiders and Odysseys and a few Labs, that's starting to break in with the kids. And it was just so cool to see all the different stuff that these kids are into and how smart they are. This one kid came up to me and he's like, is this conforming? And I'm like, yes. And his dad's like, he's really technical. He's like, what's the loft and the lie of this putter? And what's the shaft angle? And I'm like, this kid's 10 years old. So then I go out on a course and watch some of these kids, and they play a little further up. But some of them can hit the ball 260, 280, and they're like 13, 14 years old. I mean, they're legit golfers. And I started realizing that, so to give you an idea, Under Armour, this kid Brantley Lott, I want y'all to go check him out. He's a special kid. He's got a little mullet. He kind of looks like John Daly a little bit. And he's kind of like a little chubby little guy. And he's really sweet. And he's from Statesboro, Georgia, and he talks like this. And his dad and I are really close. And that's how this whole thing went. And now we're like tied in with all these kid golfers, and their parents are like tied in with us. And it's so bored, so passionate about it. And now it's just like this little girl, this little Asian girl, she was 8 years old. Her putter was 24 inches. And we made her a little mallet putter with a 3.0 grip, and she's left hand. She comes up to me on the course and her mama, and they're like, she loves her putter. And it's like, it just, kids, a lot of people don't come up and appreciate things. They appreciate things, man. I don't know if y'all can see this, but I want to show y'all something. Can I step away and grab it real quick?
Yeah, absolutely.
You got to see this.
While he's stepping away, for, those of us that are, going back and listening on the audio, just what Paul's bringing out, he's bringing out some designs and some pictures right now.
If you can make it out, and you're going to see a bunch of kids standing in a row. That's at PGA National. Now, when I get to the end of it, you're going to see me with my putter in the air. Did it get to that part yet?
Nope, almost.
Yep, there it is.
Yep.
Up there it is.
Yep. So let me tell you what happened. This is my second favorite photo in my life. What happened was they had a contest, a putting contest, and they said, Uncle P, Ray came to me, said, look, I want you to, they got 3 different positions they got to make putts from, and I want you to show it to them. And I'll be honest, dude, I'm a nutcase. But for one time in my life, and I've sang in front of thousands of people and played on the biggest stages in rock and roll, I had a little nervousness, man. It was like these kids were all glued into me. But before they started, I said, listen, y'all, you can do this and don't worry about it. And I had my putter in the air, and there was 120 kids there. And it just was like, I'll never forget that moment. I've been played with, like I said, I played at concerts with Kiss, Pantera, the Black Rose, Nirvana, Soundgarden. And this stuff is much more rewarding because they're so much more appreciative. And I think that's where my heart's at. I got to be honest, man. After that, and Lee is all in. He was there building, and then people were like, oh, we want to put our daughter's name in it. And then just little kids, like, he picked up that one that's spiky, and he's like, oh, this is Minecraft. It's like the things they were seeing and saying made it so much more fun that I was all in. By the time it was over with, I'm like, dude, this is it. This is where I want to be. We'll sell to the public and we'll sell in shops and there's places we're at, but that's where my heart is right now. It's really
I will tell you, when I went and grabbed this out of my son's room, he literally said to me, don't break it, Dad. That's literally what he said to me.
That's a smart dude, man. Hey, you know what you need to tell him? I want you to go in his ear tonight when he goes to sleep and go, Uncle P says, welcome to Team Lombardi.
I will tell him that. So,
but
hey, just a couple things I want to follow up with on Instagram here.
Okay.
Rob wants to know our thoughts on Lombardi putters. Rob, I'm going to tell you, I rolled a couple at the show with Uncle P. They roll great. Unbelievable feel. Jerry said that he says everything that he said his favorite day of the year was caddying for Maverick against Brian Urlacher. I'm going to question that only because caddied for me this year, and I feel like that should have been his greatest day of the year. And then this is everybody is commenting on here. It's a great read. So hey, Dave, hop back in because I want to talk about what Lee's doing for you, Uncle P there.
Yeah, so we're all great friends with Lee. Lee's done some great custom work for all of us here. He just completed his 100th custom Lombardi putter. And can you talk about what Lee does for your putters?
So there's a guy named Alex, and he goes by Odin Snipes.
Yep.
And
we all know Alex.
Yep. We all know Alex.
Alex crazy, and I love him. He's just like me. And he basically is like, dude, you need to check out this guy, Lee, at Wedge FX. So we went back and forth and reached out. And he said, well, I'll tell you what, why don't you send me a putter? And, it kind of was one of those collab things where we worked together. And then once we realized how well we got along and respected each other and everything fell into place. Like, I always ask him, what do you need for this? And he's the same with me. What can I do for you? It's the relationship, but his building and custom work is to the top. I mean, dude, he's done insane. Probably, I'm going to go and tell y'all something right now you're not going to believe. Are any of y'all football fans?
Oh, yeah.
Yes. Of course we are.
I think he froze up after he asked us if we were football fans.
Yeah.
It cut out.
No,
yeah, you cut out for a second.
You're good.
Football fans.
Oh, it cut out. All right, so I wanted to ask if any of y'all are NFL fans.
Oh,
yes.
Yeah.
All right. I'm going to name 3 people that have our putters, and this is to give you an idea how much involved, and this one's going to blow you away. I've been waiting to tell some people, but this is awesome. So, Cam Jordan from the Saints has a PC 308. John Randall from the Vikings, Hall of Famer, has a Terramina that Lee did in purple with yellow weights and Vikings in the cavity. A week ago, you're not going to believe this. I get a text. This is like viral stuff, but I just don't want to use it. Like, I don't want to throw it out there just to get likes. But John Randall reaches out to me, and I want y'all to take a guess who he wants me to make a putter for. Just a few guesses.
Chris Carter.
Nope. I'll give you a hint. Green Bay Packers.
Brett Favre.
Almost.
Aaron Rodgers.
Jordan Love.
Think legend beyond legend. Receiver.
Sterling Sharp.
Boom! Hall of Fame putter Lombardi and Wedge FX is making Sterling Sharp's Hall of Fame putter, buddy.
That's awesome.
So I'm gonna, Paul. You and I messaged back and forth earlier today. I'd already talked with Lee about this, so I'm gonna let everybody know that's watching us right now. Sterling Sharp's getting one of your putters custom, and we're gonna put a post up tomorrow that one of our followers, if they follow us, you, and Lee from Wedge FX, we are doing a joint giveaway of a custom Golfing Dad's Tavern Wedge FX Lombardi putter. So be on the lookout for that tomorrow, and pretty excited about that because this is going to be a good one, and we're excited about it. This kind of came about this morning, and so we don't have a mock-up for it yet, but once we get that mock-up, we will get it out there, and really excited about that. So just want to make that announcement here.
100%.
Rob is
guys,
asking
we're all
model. We haven't gotten that far yet, Rob, so I don't know the answer to that, but it will be. We'll figure that out after the show tonight.
So did y'all want to see our putter that's this one's going to be for any amateur on the planet will want to play this putter because it's so unique. When I show it to you and explain it to you, you're going to love it. It's called Migliore, and I'm about to show you since I haven't shown y'all any putters tonight. This is just a head. It weighs 372 grams without the unique feature I'm going to show you. And it also is center shafted. It's not fully face balanced.
Have I seen this? Did I see this one at the show and mess around with it that night?
You might have, but I think
I did.
I'm going to, yes, I think so, but I want to kind of show it so some people can see it. And so So it has an aluminum body. It has a 303 face. It has 20-gram weights in the bottom. And it has 2 ports for magnetic, aesthetic, alignment system weights. It's called AWAS. So there's the back of it. There's, if you're looking down at it, here is the face.
Oh, nice.
And now let me show you the feature. So it's 372 grams without the weights. Each weight is a conical weight that goes on top. It can't go in the head cover with the weights. And it's best to just throw the weights in your pocket. And on the next one we make, we're going to put them. See how cool it's like a little bullet? Well, listen to it. Listen. See? It's magnetic. It can't fall out. So when you to see it, it's in alignment. That weight adds 8 grams, and now it makes the head 380. See? So then that adds another 8. So now you have 388 grams and an alignment system. So the weights are part of the alignment system. And if somebody doesn't want to have the weights on it, and they could just pull it off, and then you still have like the where the weights go for alignment plus the line, and your shaft goes right here, right behind it. So awesome. This head, it's unique. I think that's the thing that we're just trying to push. We're trying to do something different, and that makes sense. People want to add weight sometimes, but they want you to go and. So I think some of these putter heads might not be for the pros. I mean, that's really what you're up against when you develop something. Is it going to be a pro putter? We got some that the pros can play. They can form it. Even our Block Star, which is really unique looking. And actually, I'll go grab Block Star. I think that way you can see it. Let me grab it.
So, I mean, what I've always seen with people we have on this show and Paul's showing this here is we love people that have the passion behind what they do. And with these putters, I would say check them out.
There's Block Star. See, this one's, we call it the lime green putting machine. But it's really cool. It's got, you will never believe that this head is probably 3 inches wide, and then there's the alignment, and then that's the back in the cavity, and this is the front. The milling on it is stars. It's got little stars all over it. But what's unique about this head is it weighs 386 grams. So it's like the weight that this putter has is really, that's the head cover. Isn't that cool?
That's fun.
It's a fun putter, but there's a guy that's a pro at Golf Max in Santa Barbara, and he absolutely loves it. He's won tournaments already with it. So it's like, something can look kind of unique, but does it work? And people are proving it works. So,
well, Paul, I hate to let you go. We could sit here all night and talk, but if somebody is looking for you, they want a putter, where can they find you?
LombardiGolf.com. They can DM us on Instagram. They can also, we have a Shopify. So the best way or they can email me at paul@lombardigolf.com.
And I will tell you that he really responds to his Instagram, because that's how that's how he and I talked for the first time. Was I messaged him on Instagram, and he will message you back right away.
So much easier.
Yeah. Well, Paul, thank you for
I'm
joining us.
I'm glad I made it home from the restaurant.
We are too.
I love y'all.
Paul, thank you for joining us tonight.
We
appreciate it. We're going to have to get you on again soon, because this has been too much fun, and we definitely will have to get you on soon.
Hey, I'd love to. I want to go on this quote. May the dimples of your ball rest in the bottom of the cup.
See you, Paul.
Cheers.
Have a good one.
Have a good one, Paul.
Thank y'all so much.
We knew that was a fun interview when it started.
Well, the passion that he has behind what he does is what makes Paul the great person that he is. And hearing the story about his putters is great, but now what he's doing with Lee and the Under Armour Tour and what they're doing for the junior golf game and what we always talk about on here, they are actually helping grow the game. So once again, cheers to Paul for that. So thank you.
Yeah. Hey, let's hop into Smack of the Week. We'll make this quick. Hey, did you know that the Mindset is now available on the E-Series? So for those of you that
I did not know that the Mindset was now available on the E-Series.
Nothing
Perfect.
like
You're a golfer like Dave.
All right, here's Smack of the Week.
I love that dog. I've seen a bunch of his videos. That is, he is a beast. So, all right, let's get into last call.
Yes.
So we already talked about the tournament down in Mexico, which was a fantastic finish. So
I do want to talk about the fact that Bradley, just go ahead and say it. I'll just plug it. Drink. This is the only course on the Florida Swing that I haven't played.
Oh, wow. It's not really a drink. You're not bragging about playing a course. You're bragging about not playing a course. So, I mean, it was kind of a backhanded compliment to yourself. But...
yeah.
All right. Well, we got a fun announcement.
Joe, you are welcome on that because, again, we love the Mindset. It's amazing.
Yeah,
100%.
And by the way, hold on, I got to get back to
my buddy Eric asked me today. He goes, "Do you actually really like the Mindset?" And I said, "I don't want to use another golf ball. I don't want another logo on there, but knowing how to use that and really focusing on your game, Mindset is the way to go."
Joe, I'm just going to say this: you are going to need to put the simulator in your garage and practice really hard.
All right. Well,
not that hard.
Besides that, now we have a nice announcement that we have a new partnership. That,
we do.
We do.
Yes. And unfortunately, we don't have one to shameless plug on here.
Not yet.
Not yet. But we're getting there.
We do. You will see it in Odds with Dave. Welcome to the Golfing Dads family, Nikon rangefinders.
The official rangefinder of the LPGA Tour. And the Golfing Dads.
And the Golfing Dads Tavern. Precision
so we got
picks.
That going for us.
Nikon Precision Picks.
Dave, what offers this week?
So good.
We're
excited about
coming into this week
Rob.
here.
We are super excited about it, Rob. We're working on a couple other things too, but this one we're really excited about.
Really? You're just going to interrupt Dave like that?
Sorry, Dave.
Yeah, I know. Let's see. Let's watch Dave slaughter some more names this week. Shane Lowry leading it off this week, coming in at 20-1. Sung J M at 22. Daniel Berger and Sepp Straka and Russell Henley at 25. Taylor Pendrith at 28th. Minwoo Lee at 30, Kurt Kitayama, Denny McCarthy, Davis Thompson at 35. And then quite a few players at 40. Ben Griffith, who just finished tied third. There he's at 40-1. Keith Mitchell at 40-1. Jordan Spieth and Cam Young coming in at 45-1 right there. So coming into this week, Greg's picking first, Steve's second because he had a top 15, and I had a top 5. Our standings right now.
Running away with it.
Greg's got 22, Steve's got 27, and I'm sitting at 86.
Wait, how did Steve jump to 27?
Because he had Oshke got him 10 points.
Yeah, but he was at like 6 the week before.
Yeah. No,
6
Steve, he had 6 plus, he had 1, 1, 5, 0, 5, 5, 10.
Okay. All right. Well, with that, with my first pick, I'm taking my bearded brother from Ireland, Mr. Shane Lowry.
My next.
You are.
I'm going to go out on a limb here, and I'm going to take somebody that hasn't been picked on this show yet, I don't believe. And I'm going to take the guy that's going to get his PGA Tour card this week in Luke Clanton.
Okay.
50-1.
Playing a home game this week from South Florida, taking Luke Clanton.
And I thought about this a little bit, and I kind of already put some bets in on this one. I'm taking Taylor Pendrith this week.
Ooh.
Okay. All right.
I thought about taking Sepp, but we all know Stephen Meisluck with taking Sepp in the past before.
I'm the only one that's picked him in his one.
Yeah, it hasn't worked out very well for us, so that's where I'm sitting this week.
I almost picked Sepp this week. I almost did.
Yeah.
But didn't do that. And I went out on a limb this week, Bradley, because I just need some higher finishes. So with that,
you need points.
Thank you to Paul from Lombardi.
Yes.
That was awesome. Check us out on
Buggy Works Golf says he's taking Jake Knapp this week, by the way.
That's not a bad pick.
Good pick. That's a good pick. I like it.
So check us out on Apple Podcast and Spotify tomorrow. And enjoy your week. Also check out the Halfway House premiering later this week.
Peace.
I'm really fortunate, man. I mean, having the opportunity to build something that's
viral on our TikTok. That somebody was commenting about playing Whistling Straits for 700